He is our fallen hero, taken from us suddenly and unexpectedly. On that September morning, we stood in shock, heartbroken and in disbelief. Our friends and neighbors now rendered to ashes that lay upon our city streets. The air smothered us with sadness, and we cried rivers over piles of smoldering debris. And when the clouds of malicious intent, death, and destruction slowly drifted away, we began to climb up from the shadows of fear. We all died a little that day, but our sense of pride and our sense of purpose did not falter. We shared sorrows, and we shared triumphs. We sought ways to help heal our haunted souls. We reached out, offering what we could. We asked the question, "What can I do?" And it was answered in many ways, from simple gestures of goodwill to bold, unselfish acts of kindness, honor, and duty. We came together then, and are here now and always, to let you know that you and your fallen brothers will never be forgotten, for you will forever be in the hearts and minds of us all. Here is one story of firefighters and their friends, a story of restoration, honor, and remembrance.
The day I picked it up and the story I was told about it, I said, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you need, whenever you want. You want me to go now? At any time. It was freezing cold that day. The guys in the firehouse, it was very solemn. It was very, I was happy to do it. Just driving here on a highway from Jersey, people like beeping and waving, and as soon as I got into the city, everybody's looking and elbowing their buddy, look, and cops put on the lights and whoop, 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 put on the sirens and waving, and I guess they don't know what it's from or why. All I know is maybe it's just some guy with a bike who, with respect.
I don't know if that's the same bike, but I went up to Americade.
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay, because I saw it, and then you guys fixed up this guy's bike.
I was coming by here, I saw the FDNY, and I said, I know that bike, man. That thing looks familiar. And I looked at it, and I said, and then read the story that you guys took it from being all beat up and totally fixing it up, in this guy's memory. I was like, fucking awesome.
The journey this motorcycle has taken has led back to the streets of Lower Manhattan. This bike is being temporarily stored at Rising Wolf Motorcycle Garage, owned and operated by Michael and Nuri Wernick. Michael is a retired New York City firefighter who worked closely with Gerard Baptiste, the former owner of the bike. Michael and Gerard were working at Engine 33, Ladder 9 in Lower Manhattan on 9/11. Michael retired the following year.
Yeah, this is my retirement gift. Look out. Pretty amazing.
What an axe.
Here we go. 11/24/78 to 7/31/02. Ladder 9. Look at this, honey. Look at this. We heard the plane go down the highway or the river, and we ran to the corner. And basically everybody was in shock, pointing up to the Twin Towers that a plane hit the Twin Towers. And like at that moment, everybody thought it was just an accident. Then the alarm started coming in, we responded. And as we were responding down, the other plane hit. So at that point we knew that, this can't be an accident. So they all jumped on the rig and we drove down. So Somebody was an extra guy. I'm trying to remember who that might be. I think it was either Gerard or it was probably Gerard. Might have been, oh. Now that I think about it, he was probably the extra guy. Because anybody that was hanging around the firehouse between shifts jumped on the rigs. So maybe Gerard was off that day, getting off. So we walked up the steps, and Gerard was probably with probably Tierney. I suspect he was with Tierney that day. And I don't know where they ended up, what floor. And that was pretty much the last I saw Gerard. After leaving the lobby, we were walking up at different floors, and I ended up on the 27th floor with Mike McGuire.
A minute or two after Michael had descended from the 27th floor of the North Tower, it too collapsed, blowing him off his feet. Debris filled his lungs and left him wearing patches over his eyes for several weeks. Gerard Baptiste, along with 9 other guys from his firehouse, Engine 33 Ladder 9, never made it out of the North Tower. They and 333 of their fellow firefighters perished that morning while trying to evacuate others from the World Trade Center.
I'm Michael. What's your first name?
Mike, I'm Brian.
Brian, how do you do?
Nice to meet you.
And you?
Eddie McDonough.
Eddie, how do you do?
Hey, aren't you retired? Oh, what's the matter? You can't give it up? I'm coming down.
This is great. This is great.
I'm looking out the window and going, what the hell is he doing? Nice. Looks great.
We took the restored motorcycle to Engine 220, Ladder 122, in the Park Slope section of Brooklyn. Gerard was stationed here the year before rotating to Ladder 9 in Lower Manhattan.
You know the story behind this bike?
I was getting some of it, yeah. Actually, I remember it sitting in the firehouse, right? It was in the back of the firehouse.
There you go, yes.
And they were telling the stories going, yeah, there was a motorcycle in the back of the firehouse.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
For the record,
I didn't know that he came
Lieutenant Pete Maglione, who worked a 9 truck with me for how many, 12, 14 years?
I was there for, well, how long were you there?
12 years?
I was there for 12 and a half years.
Okay, so I was there 11 and a half.
Okay.
Gerard just was a really good-hearted, special guy. You know, since I didn't know him for a long period of time, but you could tell that he was really into being a fireman. He was really good-natured. He was in the military. He had a really strong discipline, and he showed up early, and he was a pleasure to be around, and he was always willing to listen and learn.
Gerard always, you know, jumped right in there, and you know, he didn't have to. Being I was a junior guy, I was in charge of, you know, doing all the laundry and everything. So, and I'd go up there, and it would have been done already because Gerard, you know, folded everything, put it all away already. And I was like, you know, you're making me look bad here. You know, leave it for me. Let me do it. You know.
When he came to 9, I had just got promoted out of there, but I used to stop by a lot, and I met him. He was like one of those clean-cut, you know, military guys, and actually he had a good reputation amongst the guys.
And in the kitchen, you're cooking lunch and dinner. He's in the, you know, he's in the sink doing the pots and the pans, and I'm trying to get in there, pushing him out, and I'm saying, you know, Gerard, you're making me look bad here. This is, you know, the guys are all senior men. They have their eye on the junior guy. They want to see if he's working, and you know, I try to do my part, and this guy's over there making me look bad, you know.
He really loved being in Ladder 9, and that's really important because if you're really happy where you work, you know, your life is going to be, you know, blessed.
When Gerard got here, you know, we run a little bit, we do a little bit of work. I mean, we're very honest down here for work. He loved it here, so he came from 19 truck as a rotation, like I said, to 5 engine, and then back out to Brooklyn somewhere, and then to 122, and then came back to Ladder 9. So it really was an honor for us to get him to say, you know, yeah, I love the Bronx, you know, I did like engine work in Lower Manhattan, but I like Ladder 9, you know, Ladder 9, it's got that little mystique, you know, and you have to actually work it to understand it.